Business Solutions is all about getting real with small companies about the challenges they face and, most importantly, how they turn those challenges into opportunities. Today, Bruce Perry with Integra Law Group joins me and Dan Long with the Sandbox Group. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today. We're talking about this idea of the challenge of selling and buying the right business and doing it right the first time. So let's start off with this idea of how do I sell a business?
Well, let's ask the expert.
Great question. You know, I've been doing this for almost 18 years, and I see so many business owners that have spent 20, 30, 40 years, their entire life building a company, and virtually no time planning for its sales. So when we get retained by a company, the first thing we do is talk to them about what the business is worth. We look at financial statements, we look at other sales of businesses in the same industry. We want to be sure that we've got the business priced correctly. Then we put together a professional marketing package. It's really important. Most buyers have never bought a business before. They don't know how to evaluate the business. They don't know how to value the business. They don't understand how to finance it. We spend a lot of time putting a professional marketing package together. And how the deal is structured is critical. Taxes can make a tremendous difference. We've got to decide whether to sell assets, whether to sell stock, how much of it to allocate to goodwill, possibly a covenant not to compete. Properly structuring the deal can be incredibly important.
And this gets to the heart of doing it right the first time.
Exactly so. So what is the key for finding a good business to buy? What is one of those keys? How would you find a good business to buy?
Well, it's interesting. We see a lot of people that tell me they'd like to buy a company, and unfortunately very, very few are successful. And the reason is they end up looking at business broker websites, they end up talking to folks that they know, and most good businesses are never on the market. The key to finding a good business to buy is to do a search. When we represent a buyer, we'll talk to them about the size of the company, the industry they might be interested in, the geographic locations. Then we'll literally contact business owners to see if they might be willing to sell. You'll find that many business owners, if approached in that way at the right time, are more than happy to sit down and talk to a potential buyer. And that's the way you find a good business to buy.
And I can be a testimonial to that, because that's exactly how Bruce actually sold my business, A1 Plumbing, 3 years ago. And I was not looking to sell the business.
Yeah. So somebody approached
Bruce
approached you.
He just went on a search and said, hey, I have a buyer. I have someone that has X, 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 and is interested in a business just like yours.
And the critical role we play in that process is to quarterback the deal. You've got a seller that's never sold, a buyer that's never bought, attorneys, accountants, bankers. It needs somebody to quarterback putting the deal together to be sure it's done professionally and confidentially.
And Bruce is a CPA and an attorney, so he understands a lot of the different looks. So it's just wonderful.
Very good. And it's Bruce Perry with Integra Law Group. Thank you so much for being with us. Dan Long with the Sandbox Group. Great information. And that does it for this edition of Business at its Best. Have a great week.